Hey guys, still there. Welcome back to From the Depths, where I have a lot of work to do. You guys have given me a lot of tips on how to improve the sub, what I need to add, what I need to take away. I'm afraid I won't get to everything in this episode because there is simply too much to do. What I do want to do this episode is make the sub significantly bigger, and we have 4,000 resources to do so, so we should be fine. I'm going to try and remodel the torpedo tube section in order to refit the torpedo tubes to be about 8 tiles long or 8 blocks long, which is something you guys mentioned. This means that temporarily I might lose stability, I might lose my weapons, and in order to stay safe, I'm going to first dive a little bit more. Otherwise, while we are doing the refit, I would get sunk, or risk getting sunk, which would be rather unfortunate. Let's see, this is the roll section. This PID. Come on. This is the pitch hydrofoil. I need to do the other one. There we go. We're going to go down to about, I don't know, 180 feet or 180 meters depth. It's going to take a while to get there. And while we're doing that, let's have a short look at the surface. Oh, right, we're still dealing with the bomber. The last remains of that spirit. The spirit does not really seem to be a problem at the moment. So I'm not too worried about him. We can do a bit of damage while we still have the standard torpedoes going. And the torpedoes, by the way, are definitely not the most effective. Sorry, that was my WhatsApp. I should have turned that off. Definitely not the most effective, as they are, well, to some extent comprised of HE, which is effective underwater, but EMP, not so much. Still, this thing has taken too much damage and should farm us a nice amount of resources. Let's see how much he wants to donate to our cause. We're at 4,404. Whoops. Let's stay at the controls. I need to get myself a chair. Why don't I have a chair yet? This'll fit. Sorta. Come on. Robot, get in the chair. Good. Okay, so apparently that did not give me any resources. For some reason or another. Alright, so let's start modifying the torpedo section. For this I'm going to have to take off the hydrofoils. I'm going to make this thing a bit shorter than it is, and potentially widen the whole thing, just in order to be able to fit a few more torpedoes. Because I'm going for smaller torpedoes, which have more punch. Let's see. Say you want to make the boat a bit wider. And of course this is going to mess up the color scheme, but so be it. We'll just fix that later. Alright, triangle block on this end, and then we had downward slopes facing up. Let's go with another triangle. Oh, actually, a square corner could work. No, I like the triangles better. Then again, these blocks. Actually, let's just not do those just yet. But I first want to make sure that I can actually see the weapons that I'm modifying. And keep control of how these things are going to be modified. Alright, I'm going to have to take off my role reversal systems. We'll get back to these things later. Look at the length of these torpedoes. That is ridiculous. Now you guys mentioned that about a length of 8 blocks is enough. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be 8, 9. So the launcher section is going to have to come here. And everything underneath this section can get taken out as well. That means I'm going to have to restructure my ammo blocks a bit later, but we can work with that. Depth, in the meanwhile, minus 96, so we're fine. Okay, so now we can add a few more of these launcher sections. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that correct? 2, 3, yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Never mind, 9. Okay. Let's add a few more launchers. I think something like this should give me plenty of punch, potentially too much. But if we can one-shot targets, then I'll happily do so. Of course, this is not going to be the only armament of the submarine. I also wanted to have defensive weapons, so something along the lines of a counter-missile system. And preferably something that can help me deal with aerial targets. I'm gonna go for a gun system. Again, not sure if I can get to that this episode. It's going to take a bit of work in order to get there. Now at this point my boat is starting to do all sorts of wonky maneuvers because my hydrofoils are working hard in order to keep her steady. But it's just a bit tough considering all the expansion works that I'm doing while maneuvering. Alright, so that's that. I'm not sure if I need a double hull section here. It could make the thing excessively heavy. And yes, I know, drag is going to be a massive factor with this thing. But that's not something that I'm going for right now. It's not a priority in this episode. Let's see. If I want to keep it in line with the rest of the boat, it's going to look like something like this. This should be enough. Yep, okay. Let's adjust our launching setup, because right now they're just missile blocks, they don't do anything. So a connector, I'm not sure, yeah, I'm probably going to need another line here. Connectors, a controller, and now we have a battery of 12 torpedoes. That should be fine. Okay, 4 torpedoes. We're going to need fins on the back. We're going to need a torpedo propeller. We're also going to need... whoa, 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 are we surfacing? Oh, that's not good. That is not good. Why are we surfacing? This whole section is flooded, as well it should be. Oh, I don't like this at all. We're gonna have to add some weight, make this thing heavy. Otherwise, we risk getting destroyed right now. At a particularly vulnerable point, where we cannot return fire. So I'm gonna add a ton of weight. No, not literally a ton, but the thing just needs to sink. There we go. We were working on the torpedoes. Which one was I adjusting? Not that one, not that one. Here we go. Fins, torpedo propeller. I want a fuel tank. Let's go with 2 fuel tanks. We're going to need a 1-turn. I'm going to need a ballast tank, a regulator. I like my magnet. And a target prediction guidance could be handy in order to make sure that the torpedo actually impacts where I want it to. And then a bunch of HE warheads, or explosive warheads. And on the top, a torpedo sonar. Apply that to all. Beautiful. Now we have 12 torpedoes that we can lob at somebody. To make sure that these things don't all fire at exactly the same time, we're going to add a couple of staggered fire add-ons. I'm going to say at least 2 seconds. Let's go for 3 seconds. So we're firing 12 torpedoes with a delay of 3 seconds, so in about 30 seconds we can launch our whole battery. IFF in the middle, and I think that that should just about do it. I don't really need ejector add-ons, because I'm going to dedicate this as a torpedo battery. It's going to be purely surface and subsurface contacts. That's the only thing that I'm targeting right now. In the meanwhile, I can keep this section in the back. I'm not sure that's safe in the heart of the boat for an for armor ammo storage. Again, not likely to be safe, but it could be enough to just keep the boat or to keep the ammo safe inside it. Now, the question is, do I go for widening the whole boat immediately? Now let's first finish off the torpedo section. Make sure we have enough blocks for that. And we also need to find a way to make this thing waterproof again. Come on. Here we go, there's another one. And yes, I am using the mouse building way. I'm a total scrub as far as it comes to keyboard constructing. And I know that people really want me to pick that up, but so far this has always worked for me. So I don't really feel the need to go and adjust that now. I'm going to need another angled over there. How did we do this previous? Did we use... We didn't use one of these. I think it was pretty simple. We just used downward slopes here. Yeah, that makes sense. So it looks like some sort of... I don't know. I believe there are some sort of sharks that look like this. Those really, really wide-beak sharks. That's what this thing starts to remind me of. Anyway, we still need a name for this thing. I still need a name from you guys. What are we going to call this monstrous creation? If you have any good ideas, let me know in the comments. And the name that gets the most upvotes, that's what we're going to be using. That is going to be the winner. So if you have any good ideas, let me know. And I will happily pick that name for the name of this submarine. Just keep it neat, alright? We're not going to go with anything too out in the ordinary. Alright, this is now 3,600 points of ammo. I think that should do. Let's make sure that this controller is set up to tube or to control section 1. And there is still some room here, so we can use this thing as an inflatable section. Well, not inflatable, but floodable. It's not breached, it's currently switched off, and we're still sort of sinking. Okay. Now in the meanwhile, I'm looking at 4 targets on the surface. Look at this thing! Holy shit, that's gonna need some work. Yes, we have a surface contact here, which already seems to be engaged with something else. What are you fighting, sir? Oh, that's a plane, ×2. And, yep, that's an airship. I believe that those 2 planes came out of this airship. Let's see if I can hit the ship on the surface for now. Where am I? Oh, right, in control. Good. Why am I not in control of these tubes? They are set to 1. I have a firing Nope, that's it. I don't have a firing computer next to me. We can surely cram that in somewhere. Here we go. Alright, 12 tubes at the ready. Well, sort of that way, I guess. Aiming via the 1 turn. Ah, shit, I didn't set these things up right. Because right now... Oh, somebody killed the AI there. Right now, what my tubes are doing is... or what my torpedoes are doing, is keeping the level of depth that is set for the own ship. Whoops, hang on, we had a 1 turn in there. So we need to set the ballast to a float depth of 5. If we're dealing with an actual subsurface contact, we're going to have to adjust that. But for now... for now, all of my torpedoes are harmlessly looking for exactly nothing. Because there simply is nothing there. There's the airship, though. The airship, actually, is pretty close. Now I said that I was going to keep these weapons as a subsurface battery. And that didn't live long, did it? Okay. Again, we're going to have one torpedo propeller on the back, because as somebody mentioned, that helps with getting the thing out of the water. Variable thruster set to 600. I want to have a couple of fuel tanks. I want to have target prediction guidance, that's on there. A one turn maybe. Let's make sure I don't forget to use a radar seeker. One HE, one EMP, and a bunch of frag warheads. I'm going to set these frag warheads to a dispersion rating of about 60. Unfortunately, this system seems to be a bit wonky, or I just can't use it. Whichever happens first. Come on. 60. 60, there we go. Alright, we're going to set these things up as my anti-air. Right, where is my contact? Right there. Now, just to make sure, I need to adjust my ballast tanks. Otherwise this thing... I took out the ballast tanks. Well, that's good. I can switch that for that one. Okay, float depth, none. Buoyancy change, 5. Warhead arming delay, 5 seconds. Apply, save, anti-air. I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. Weapons away. It's coming up from 235 meters of depth, so it's going to take it a while to get to surface. Here we go. Locked on target. Fuel 12,000. That thing is in for a surprise. Because I'm quite certain that it hasn't detected me yet. Yep, there's the 2 extra birds that he was using. This thing has... Oh, looky there. That was one of his, and there goes the other one. Where are my other missiles? Ah, they're coming up. Perfect. Good. Hit on the side. Yes, yes, yes. Good. Take some damage, why don't you? With all the amount of ammo that I have, I already reloaded 9 tubes out of my 12. I'm still waiting for a couple more. But considering that we have plenty of storage for ammo, these things should be able to reload fairly quickly. Up you go. Look for the target. I really like that tip for have a torpedo propeller on the back. That really makes these things a lot more capable of going airborne. So, thank you for that comment, because that really helps. We're about to knock off part of his propulsion. There goes one of his drones. Yep, drone's 2 damaged. If we can hit that thing hard enough so that the propellers on the top can go down, that should also make it go into a surface craft instead of an aircraft. I love these fragmentation warheads impacting. We're just basically eviscerating this thing. Up to 10 torpedoes again. 11. 12. I'm not actually certain you could call them torpedoes at this point. We might be better served calling them the subsurface to air missiles. SSAM, maybe? SSAMs? Anyway, we're farming quite a bit of resources off of that thing, which we can immediately use in order to expand the submarine further. And come to think of the submarine, I am missing some hydrofoils. Or dive planes as we're using them here. So let's add those onto the bow. And with that, the sub should be a bit more capable of staying level. Now I'm also going to remove some of this lead. I think that we don't need as much of it right now. How's that Kirov airship doing? Oh, he spawned in another one. Look at that. You can just see through this thing right now. Come on, don't be that jittery. If we can break his back, we can probably get him 2 damaged. And that should allow us to get all the resources that he has on board. Up you go. Looking for target. Where is it? Oh, it's there. Moving off to the side. Now we could have some missiles go for that wonky aircraft that's flying overhead. I wouldn't mind that at all, actually. Come on, break his back. Or his AI, whichever you manage to hit first. Yeah, that's another good hit. Nice. I think that we broke most, if not... Whoops, that thing flew right through. We broke most, if not all, of the armor blocks on his belly. So, right now what we're targeting is mostly wooden blocks. Which, as far as I remember, are particularly vulnerable to frag impacts. Let's see if this thing wants to turn at all. Not too bad, actually, for having one rudder on a ship this heavy. Fire the torpedoes again. At this point I'm considering building an AI system so it just keeps firing. That should save me the trouble of doing so. Alright, let's keep expanding. Making it a bit bigger here. And something else that I want to have on this boat is an anti-air gun. Don't laugh. Or an anti-surface gun. Just to make sure that I can get some damage in on surface targets. Potentially aerial targets, although I think aerial targets are not immediately an easy kill for a turret. Sure, it's a possibility, but it won't be an easy kill. Now, close this section off. And we have some sections on the... Yep, it's too damaged. Is it going down? Yeah, it's dissolving. It's dead. Beautiful. We still have one aircraft up there. And something else. Hello. Slow moving target. Whoa! With some serious firepower. I think that those are cram cannons. But I wouldn't see how he's going to hit one of those flyers with a cram cannon. He'd have to be exceptionally accurate. And sure enough, this thing isn't making it too difficult by flying in a straight line. But really, cram cannon shells are, well, remarkably slow. If they get a hit, though, this thing is probably dead right away. Ooh, that looks close. Thanks to the game mode, I cannot particularly see how accurate these things are or how close they are. This is the only view that I can offer you. Well, as far as I know. Getting closer. Ooh! That looked like it hurt. AI dead. Yeah, that's not quite the only thing that's dead. Bloody hell, there's nothing left. That's what I meant. Right. You're a surface target, Sunshine. That means we can give our torpedoes a shot. No pun intended. We're looking for the stalwart. Stalwart's range is about 4 clicks out. These torpedoes, really slow. Sorry about that. These torpedoes are really, really slow. 17 meters per second-ish. And the target is still way out there. Don't breach the surface, silly. I set you to float at 5 meters, not above 5. 3,600 meters. These things are going to take some time to get there. In the meanwhile, let's finish up the widening of the submarine. There. Now we can take out the middle hull. Unless I want to keep it as a double structure, but not right now. Oh, sorry. That was a bit too much. Okay, so we have a bit more space now. Whoa, whoa. Why are we angling like that? I need my stern dive planes. Quick. Come on. Level the boat. No, 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 no. No, no, no. This is not what I ordered. I hope that the PID can still make this work. Because these are not the maneuvers I'm looking for. How are my torpedoes doing? Apparently caps lock doesn't work anymore, so I don't know how far they are. There's the target. Anybody see my torpedoes? Hello? That's me. Did that thing take damage? It looks to be in pristine condition. It also looks like it does not have any detectors. Otherwise it would slowly come after me. I guess it doesn't know where I am. Now if we can just keep this thing sort of steady, that would be wonderful. Let's add some additional roll stabilizers here. This thing just got a bit heavy. Left hand side, right hand, right hand. Does that help with the roll? Yeah, these things are working hard to keep her upright. LHS and another. Come on, RHS. Well, this is not quite what I had in mind. Let's reverse thrust a bit. That did cost me some depth, but that's fine. It feels like she's somehow completely out of balance. Oh, there we go. Now you keep her steady. Now you keep her steady. This is a submarine, not a roller coaster ride. Come on. We're losing a bit of depth. Okay, maybe it is a roller coaster ride, judging by the behavior of the boat. I should probably check my center of gravity, because it's probably way out of whack at this point. No, actually, we seem to be sorta upright. Okay. Let's send some more torpedoes in his general direction. Trying to keep a cursor on the exclamation mark there on the top. 4 torps out, 8 left. Five torps left. 3, 2. The others are already reloaded. Wow. 1. All torpedoes away. Range, 3,400 meters. Does it have enough fuel to get there? Is the big question. Does it have enough fuel to get to that distance? It might. What? Out of curiosity, why are my torpedoes blowing up mid-flight? What is going on? Aha. I don't have a regulator. Yep, that's it. Without a regulator, these things simply don't have the range. They live for 60 seconds. If I add another 180 seconds, that should do the trick. Silly mistake. Alright. Where's my chair? Come left. Fire torpedoes. Alright, it seems that the thing is level now. It's still trying to go a little deeper thanks to the additional lead blocks that I put in. And depth required 180. We're at 185. So the air pump is switched off. But we're 0% flooded. Okay. Why are those things off? We're going down too deep. Fix that. What are my torpedoes doing? 2600 meters. Seems that they're now going to have the lifespan to get to the target. We're looking at a lance right there. 2000 meters. That's probably going to leave a mark. Okay, so model or remodel of the torpedo tubes is complete. And that's what I think is enough for this episode. Let me know what your suggestions are for the next episode. Are we going to go for an advanced cannon with supercavitating rounds to do damage against targets on the surface and potentially airborne targets? Are we going to go for a defense system? I'm thinking smaller sections which deploy torpedo countermeasures, insofar as this game has any. It's very, very much hit or miss. Are we going to go for making the hull taller, so more blocks? And I'm thinking something along the lines of that, so we can have a vertical launch battery. What would you guys like me to build next? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll probably be back tomorrow, so that's Friday, with the next section of this gameplay. Let me know what you want, and I'll think of how to build it. And if you have any good ideas for a name, I'll see those down in the comments. For now, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon for new ones.